I support Hillary Clinton. I know Hillary Clinton, and I find her to be warm and engaging, compassionate and tough, all of the above. And I think people are finding that to be the people that engage. She's going to earn every vote. She's working for every vote that she can possibly get. She brings more experience to the table. She's been more on the front lines than any person, more experience than any person we have at that level. I mean, there's a lot of good people that are showing an interest. There's a lot of them on the Republican side. We have on the Democrat, there'll be more. I just personally believe that Hillary is best prepared to do the job for America.
There's Joe Manchin, who you would hope would have a little more common sense, but maybe he's talking about a different Hillary Clinton. Joining us now is Fred Barnes, executive editor and co-founder of the Weekly Standard. Fred, welcome back, sir.
Glad to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Always.
I think Joe Manchin might have, or at least a reporter with him might have asked, well, what has she accomplished over all these years of experience?
No, that's a great question.
Yeah, and he would mutter, and I don't know. Why is Joe Manchin endorsing Hillary Clinton now? I'm not sure. Maybe she just asked him.
It could be. But I mean, if, de Blasio wouldn't do it. Obama wouldn't do it. But you wrote a great piece at weeklystandard.com out of New Hampshire, what took place with the Republican hopefuls and soon-to-be Republican hopefuls. We have such a great field. I mean, really, and some of the personal stories, Fred, if they were Democrats, the media would be just slobbering all over them. So, I mean, but even though it's a great field, and even though they're impressive, and even though, as you put, they're honest in there, they're all more so than Hillary, it doesn't mean that one of them is going to win.
Well, one of them is going to win the nomination. It certainly doesn't mean that one of them is going to beat Hillary Clinton. She's, for all her problems, she's a formidable candidate. She'll get a favorable press. I think we're heading now to a period where she is going to start being a victim of these mean men that keep picking on her and making accusations about her, and it's terrible. And naturally, most of the Democratic Party will chime in, and the whole feminist establishment, and they'll treat her as someone who is being unfairly attacked by men. Heaven's sakes, men. And so we'll go through a phase like that. And Hillary and all her allies and handlers and so on will love that, because it will change the story. She does not want the story to be on the scandal she's involved in, Benghazi, the deleted emails, and the whole question of foreign contributions to the Clinton Foundation, even while she was Secretary of State.
Yeah, that's the one. I mean, I think they're all problematic if there was a fair press in this country. But how, Fred? I mean, my God. Candidates come and go, and they get kicked out for various reasons if they're on the right for the littlest of matters. But it's so, it stinks. It's unseemly. It's conflict of interest. Whether or not there was a quid pro quo, it's just. And I mean, how does she get away with this?
The way the Clintons operate in a case like this, they don't appear and don't answer, don't allow questions to be asked, and they just hope that time will turn the media on to other subjects, and they'll forget about it.
And trash the messenger, too. Like they're already trashing the author of the forthcoming book.
Yeah. So, they're counting on the press being, having attention deficit disorder, among other things, and moving on. And this stuff will be things, the Clintons will say, well, we've dealt with that. That's just history. We need to deal now with the future here in the campaign.
All right, so
and a lot of the press will fall for it.
Absolutely. So, I mean, they elected, they feel some of them do that they elected a black man. Now they feel they have to elect a woman before they retire. That's what I truly believe. All right, who do you like on the Republican side? Who stands out in your mind?
A lot of them spend out in my mind. I made a list which I don't have in front of me now, but it's about 6 or 7 of them who I think have a chance of winning the nomination and are pretty impressive. Starting with Marco Rubio, who's a great speaker, and Scott Walker, the governor of Wisconsin, who has a great record, and Ted Cruz, who is certainly a leader of the Tea Party conservatives, and others. I think Rick Perry's the former governor of Texas, going to surprise a lot of people. And I could go on and on.
What do you make of Carly Fiorina as a woman?
Well, Carly Fiorina, doesn't have the kind of experience that you would expect for somebody running for president. In other words, it's not political experience. But I tell you, she's a great speaker. She's somebody that when she criticizes Hillary, being a woman, it drives Hillary and all the Hillary establishment crazy. So she's an important player, no question about that. I covered her in 2010 when she ran for the Senate against Barbara Boxer in California. Unfortunately, she lost by 10 points. Mainly because no Republican can win statewide in California.
That's a toughie. All right, Fred, everybody go to weeklystandard.com, read all of Fred's stuff, including impressive Republican field readies to take on Hillary. Fred, thank you, sir.
Always enjoy it.
Thank you. Me too.
Yep.
All right,
Bye-bye.
Fred Barnes, ladies and gentlemen. When we come back, the Senior Counsel of the Liberty Institute will talk about Christians in the military.